Sometimes I wonder why I spend the lonely.
Genesis chapter 7, Holy Bible, KJV. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou, and all thy house in the ark, for thee have I seen righteousness before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thy by sevens, the male and the female, and of the beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female. Of fowls also of the air by seven, the male and the female, to keep thy seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from all the face of the earth. And Noah did according unto all that the Lord commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old, when the flood of waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons and his wives, and the son of the wives, into the ark, because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of the fowls of everything that creepeth upon the earth. There were two and two unto Noah in the ark, the male and the female, as God has commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the water of the floods were upon the earth in the 600 years of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all of the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. And the earth was upon the earth 40, and the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the self same day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the son of Noah, and Noah's wives, and 3 wives of his sons, with them in the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah in the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the brethren of life. And they that went in male and female of flesh, as God has commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up in the ark, and it was lifted up after the earth. And the waters prevailed and were increasingly great upon the earth, and the ark went up in the face of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly unto the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the water prevail, and the mountains were covered, and all the flesh that moveth upon the earth, both of fowl, and of the cattle, and of beasts, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man, all in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land died, and every living substance was destroyed which was upon the face of the earth, face of the ground, both men and cattle, and the creeping things, and the fowl of heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. Genesis chapter 8. And God remembered Noah and every living thing, and the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters of sewage. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from the heaven was restrained, and the waters returned from off the earth continually. After the end of the 150 days, the waters were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month, and the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased continually in the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and sent forth a raven which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from the earth. Also he sent forth a dove to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found not rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put his hand and took her and pulled him into the ark. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark, and the dove came into him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf. Pluck it off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. So he stayed yet another 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, and in the first month, the first day of the month, the waters were dried up from the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the second month of the 17th of the 20th day, was the earth dried. And God spoke unto Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou and thy wife, and thy sons, and the sons of thy wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful, and multiply unto the earth. And Noah went forth, and his sons, and his wives, and the sons of his wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth, after their kinds, went forth out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast and every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled the sweet savor. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more living thing as I have done. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease.